Hi, friends! Welcome to Piku Biku. Let's enjoy some good stories and rhymes.
Once upon a time, in a quiet countryside village, there lived a hard-working farmer named Henry. Every morning, he'd walk through his golden wheat fields, his heart swelling with pride at the crops growing under his care. The air was fresh, and the gentle rustle of the plants filled him with a deep sense of peace and purpose. Henry worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk, pulling weeds, watering the soil, and making sure every single plant grew healthy and strong. His days were long, but he was content, knowing that hard work always brings good rewards. For a long time, Henry's farm flourished beautifully. The fields glowed in the sunlight, and he often smiled at the sight of the tall wheat swaying like waves in the wind. But one day, his peaceful routine was shattered. A large flock of cranes swooped down into his field, pecking at the wheat and pulling up the tender shoots. Henry could only watch helplessly as the birds feasted on his hard-earned crops. Day after day, the cranes returned, and Henry stood by his fence, watching his beautiful fields vanish little by little. His heart ached as he realized that all his hard work was being destroyed right before his eyes. Soon, the once perfect field looked damaged and uneven. The cranes showed no mercy, eating and trampling as much as they could, leaving Henry desperate for a way to save his harvest. One evening, as the sun set over the now quiet fields, Henry sat outside his farmhouse, deep in thought. He knew he had to stop the cranes before it was too late. And that's when an idea struck him. As night fell, the lead. Carefully and quietly, he spread it over the crops, tying it tightly to trap any birds that landed in the morning. The moonlight shimmered softly over the sleeping field. The trap was ready, and Henry returned home, hoping that by morning his problem would finally be solved. At sunrise, Henry hurried to his field. From a distance, he could already see the net shaking and fluttering. His plan had worked. The trap had caught several birds. As he came closer, he saw a group of cranes struggling to break free. But among them was one bird that looked different to Stork, caught in the same net, flapping its wings helplessly. Henry approached slowly, observing the trapped birds. The cranes cawed and flapped wildly, but the stork stood still, frightened and trembling. It spoke softly, "Please, kind farmer, let me go. I came here by mistake and did no harm to your crops." Henry looked down thoughtfully. The stork's eyes were full of fear and honesty, and for a moment, he felt pity. But then, he shook his head gently. "My friend," said Henry, "you may not have stolen my grain, but you were found among those who did. I cannot set you free, for you chose the wrong company." The stork lowered its head sadly. Later, Henry carried the net to the edge of the forest and opened it wide. All the birds, including the stork, frions morts. Henry watched silently as they disappeared into the horizon. His field would now be safe, and hopefully the birds had learned their lesson. Days passed, and peace returned to the farm. The wheat grew tall and strong again, shining golden under the sun. Henry smiled, thankful for the calm after the chaos. As he leaned on his fence watching the sunset one evening, he reflected on what had happened. He realized just how important it is to choose the right company not only for birds, but for people too. From that day on, he often shared his story with others, and his words became a gentle reminder for everyone. We are judged by the company we keep. The lesson spread far and wide, teaching all that even good hearts can fall into trouble if they stand beside the wrong crowd.
Dear friends, hope you all enjoyed the story. Please join Piku Biku for more. Bye!